Yes, Gunners, Mex, welcome to the Backseat Driver Show. I want to sit down with some cool guys and talk about car culture, probably from the backseat of a car. That should have been loud enough of a clap. Alright, it's fucking hot. There's no fucking. I should have bought a fan, but what fan can we do?
No. We could have got that L'Oreal ad shit.
Yeah. Alright, so today's guest, Mario, thank you for coming. We have picked the hottest, moistest, most damp, most horrible day of the year to sit in the back of a car and shoot.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's been such a long time coming that we just couldn't change it. So it was like 30 degrees today, and then for the last 2 hours it's been torrential rain and pissed it down, and now it stopped, so it's humid as fuck. Anyway, just in case we both look a bit sweaty, that's not what's going down in the back of a car. Anyway, so obviously
Can I just say, I had to make it very clear. My girlfriend gave me very race eyebrows when I said, "Yeah, I'm just gonna go shoot some content in the back of the car."
Yes, this is not fake taxi, fake Uber Lux. That's not the vibe of this. To be honest, the vibe is just sit down and chat. And like I said, it's I thought about this for a while, and what triggered it is just one day I was driving this car to work, which I don't normally, because it's a fucking thirsty bastard, and around London it's hell. But anyway, I had a meeting to do, and it was like October, November last year. So it was, and I was like, fuck, where can I do the meeting? I just thought, hold on, I've got a long wheelbase fucking Merc. So I just sat in the back, whatever, had my laptop here, and just did my meeting. I thought, hold on, this is comfortable as fuck. And because I'd been thinking about doing like a podcasty sort of chat type of vibe video, I thought, you know what? Why don't I do it in the back of the car? And since then again, Marcelo was born, and things got delayed. So we're here. We planned it. When did you come last?
I think we've done like 2 separate shoots for completely separate reasons in this garage.
Yeah, and we'd still not managed
to get this fitted in.
So anyway, we're here finally. But actually, I think it's worked out even better because you've done even more things than you had done back then.
Yeah, very quickly as well.
Just a quick sort of run through background, like who are you, what you do, what are you about? Because I just know you as Mario, but
it's a very profound question.
Yes.
Yes. About this one. So I'm Mario Christou, born and raised in London. Been here for my whole life. I'm 25. I am a photojournalist, automotive.
Mm-hmm.
Been doing that for 5 years pretty much now, which is terrifying to think, to be honest, especially because it was. Yeah, that went really well. So he wanted to.
I'm gonna leave it in.
Wanted to be casual.
I'm gonna leave it in. I'm gonna leave it in. No, I think it's.
So I'm gonna hold this.
If we clipped it, your fucking bling bling gold chain would just be.
Clip it on the chain. Clip it on the M. That's it. So I've been doing the photography and the writing for about 5 years. Writing for 5 years, photography for a bit less. Just to make more money, to be honest. I'm not even going to give it some romantic bullshit reason. I just got paid more for doing the photos too, so that's where it sort of really started again.
Okay. So that's where it evolved too.
I did photography as like a bit of a hobby when I was in my teens, especially at school, because I did art at GCSE, and I just wanted to do something a bit different to the usual fine art stuff they wanted us to do, and then I managed to convince them to let me do photography for my GCSE projects, and just sort of rolled with it. Then didn't do that for years, and then when the opportunity came up to do more photos and get paid to do so alongside my writing, I thought, why not? Let's give it a go.
Cool.
What else can I say? Born to immigrant parents, so I'm a mix.
Boom.
Yeah.
What are you?
I'm a Cypriot, Polish, and Russian.
Jesus Christ! I thought you were just straight up Greek.
But no, not a typical mix.
But it's like not even
proper London mongrel.
That's it.
From everywhere.
That's it. It's funny because it's not funny, but I mean it's kind of funny. Like I just feel like I don't know, just the ethnicity and backgrounds of people. I think makes them interesting from a point of obviously you look at things differently, you approach things differently because your background's different.
Yep.
Even if you're born and raised in London, so you are full British.
Yep.
The backgrounds of your parents and it just brings you, and I find interesting. I think obviously it's a bit biased because I'm foreign.
Yeah.
But I find it interesting. Obviously, funnily enough, I remember chatting to you at the last Northfield players there ever was.
Jesus, yeah.
Back
what's that?
then, like fucking young Mario,
Marius, bro.
like that was long. That's my first memory I have of you, and I was like, who's this young whippersnapper? Like he's, you know, and then obviously,
Oh,
then the chat started,
yeah. The chat.
the chat,
Yeah.
and then V1 and V2, and you were like on the yeah, you were like on the obviously yeah, I bounced the V2, but you were on there, and obviously we've been at events together,
Yeah.
and like more and more and more we chatted. I was like, you know, I thought
Yeah.
you're a cool guy, and obviously then I see you're doing what you're doing, which is really cool. You know, and I feel like this year a little bit. When did you do them colorful Porsches?
That was actually a long time ago, bro.
Was it
That was Berlin 2022.
22?
But
Raw.
I was going through a bit of a crisis, and I'd sat on that content for like 6
Oh,
months.
right,
But I took a step
right.
back from doing
Yeah.
anything.
Okay.
We won't go into details, but
No, but
took a
yeah,
6 month little hiatus.
hiatus. Yeah, that's it.
And then-
But this is so from when the content released, and from then on, I think you just hit the ground running.
Yeah.
That was a really cool story. That was a really cool. I mean, the cast are cool. I've not been there, but it feels like that just lends itself for cool content.
I'm gonna mute this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like it just lends itself.
Yeah.
For, you know, the colors, the cars, the environment, just
They're crazy photogenic. So
Yeah.
for background, there is a guy in Berlin called Olli Plöger and his Mrs. Andrea. They've been married for a long time. He's a lawyer, and he started out working at his dad's law firm. But like,
that explains the.
no. You say that, but let me get into it. It's a nice story. But to summarize, he got in really young. Worked for years to buy his first like nice car, and then he wanted a Porsche.
Okay, cool.
So he got his first 964, but this is like mid-90s.
Okay,
you know,
so,
when they weren't crazy.
They were like second-hand. They were like the first second-hand.
Exactly.
Not you're not the first owner. You're now the second owner onwards. Yeah.
And it was a mint green Cabrio.
Sick.
That was his first one. I think it was an automatic. But since then, he's just been buying them and buying them and buying them. He just loves them.
Yeah.
And his wife loves them as well.
Okay, that always works,
That's
bro.
it.
That
So
because
it's
then
not-
you have the buy-in straight away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not his collection. It's
Their collection. Yeah.
But it literally is their collection. Like they bought some just because she loves the color, for example.
That's cool.
And then they did the right thing. Like they kept buying them even when they became like dirt cheap, and then they bought loads. I shot their collection in 2022 when I was out in Berlin, sort of semi-holiday, semi-work trip for XS Car Night. Last one they did in that stadium, the Olympic Stadium. That was sick. And I just thought to myself, if he's in Berlin, I have to shoot these things. So I got up extra early before the show, shot down with Till actually in an Uber, our translator, man of mystery. Shot them. They cooked me a barbecue. Right, as you do.
Big
on a
German
shoot.
meat.
Sick.
Sick.
It was.
Sorry, no barbecue today. No barbecue today.
And then that's it. Then sat on that story for ages. But it's one of my favorite things I wrote.
Yeah.
And photos, I love the photos from that. You'll have seen the cars on social media, I'm sure. It's like a garage of Skittles.
Yeah. That's literally what it feels like.
All different paints.
When I first saw the first photo of that with no context, it was just a photo of. I thought they were scale models.
I'm not yet.
When I first saw, like, you know, there was no background of the edge of the garage or the how or nothing. It was just, I think it was just front rear of cars, or whatever exactly it. And I thought, oh, that's sick. That's
crazy. Right?
Somebody has smashed it with those models, but
no,
they're real. No. But like I said, you know, it's that story. I thought, not to put you in the map, but it highlighted to me. That's like, okay, cool, Marius, like on it now, like, you know, he's serious rather than this kid that was just always on the chat, always at the places you know, that I would talk to and whatever, but I didn't really know what you were about. And then I knew you were doing content, and we spoke about some of your content and stuff, and obviously you shot
300 today.
Well, yeah, I was going to get to that, but yeah, you shot a few things with Saj, and then obviously you came over and did My Friend at ZX, which I fucking love those shots and that video.
All Saj's photos, just to say. Those are all Saj's photos.
No, like, but what I mean is, like, as a team, like, you can but that was all prior and whatever. Like,
I saw him yesterday.
and then he's married now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's married. I was a
He's got
groomsman.
kids yet?
No, house and then kids, I think, is the plan.
Okay.
I
I said 6. I'll probably cut that bit
I'm
out.
not gonna lie, bro.
I'm saying, so that is very good. Anyway, I thought that was cool. Like I said, I feel like that's what you really put yourself out there.
Yeah.
And from then on, like I said, it feels like you've hit the ground running, because obviously the reason why also it's taken us so long to get together to do this is because you've been on project after project after project after project, and it feels so. What have you done this year so
bro,
far?
this year, fuck.
Cause
What did I do this year? Shit. I think first thing I did was I think I did dubs this year, but for political reasons I won't disclose. The quality of the show is varied.
Okay.
Although this year was actually very good.
Okay.
Last year was not their strongest year, but I also made that very clear in my write-up.
Okay.
And for one reason or another, this year actually was really good. But the problem is it felt very quiet.
Okay.
Because the year before
Off the back of the year
it's a shame
before,
though, because it was actually quite a good show as well.
You're only ever as good as your last sort of,
exactly,
so
right? The reputation follows you. There's always a wait to see. But yeah, let's see what next year's like. I'm genuinely looking forward to seeing it next year. But yeah, did dubs, and then, bro, I'm gonna have to go backwards from my most recent bag.
Okay, let's start it. So what have you just done? What's the last thing you've done? Not the 24. No, Alt Race. No,
Alt Race was the biggest. Like, this is the last big event that
you've done recently.
Which was insane.
Yeah,
it was my first year going, and I've done so many shows like in different countries in Europe now, and across the UK. It is the best.
Everybody says it.
No, but it's
everybody speaks to it. It's like,
there is no such thing as a bad car there, and I'm not saying there's a bad car anywhere. But
no, bro, all my cars are bad, so it's cool. Like, all my cars are
you
shit.
Still got me in the back
but yeah, it's what everybody says. Everybody says the quality of every single car there is like sick. But also, there's a lot less cars there than there is at other shows. So I guess they can. What do you reckon? There's 300 cars?
No. There's more than that. It's busy, but it's a very big venue, and the way that it's laid out is smart, because you do a lap around the stadium, and that makes it feel as if you're not sort of getting lost in the cars, because as long as you keep moving in the same direction, you won't double back on yourself, which is good. And you get the drifting downstairs, which is sick. And you see the people lining the edge of the stadium as they're watching.
Do they use the inside of the stadium now?
No. So they have in previous years, as far as I'm aware. They opened it up once or twice. And then in previous years, as far as I can remember, they got the top 16 cars inside the stadium towards the end of the day, but they didn't do that this year.
No.
Then they have like a car park right next to the stadium, and then they'd use the top level of that as well.
Right. Didn't know. I thought it was just a bit surrounding the stadium.
No, so there's more.
That's why. Okay.
How to describe that for, I guess, your audience terms, people who may not have been, is you get around the stadium is like parking infield at players, classic. And then the car park is like not the strip immediately outside, but it's like the car park.
Okay.
Bit where you still have to have X amount of quality to get in. But it's maybe not like crazy spending 5 years building a shop.
Of course. All right.
But even then, the quality of car there was above anything that you'd see in like the equivalent place in the UK.
Yeah.
In fact, you always have a favorite car at a show.
Yeah. I was literally going to say, like,
I'm not going to lie, but the least favorite, or the one that I thought maybe wasn't as up to scratch as the rest, I won't tell you what it is, but it was actually a UK car.
Bro, just
no, fuck that. I'm not that guy.
All right, cool. So I mean, but
it's mean.
What, Josh's C34?
No, I actually like it.
No, I like it. I think it's sick. And the fact that it came out of a bush, it's even funnier.
So which one of Josh's cars doesn't come out of a bush?
Right. I think Josh came out of a bush. I mean, he definitely did. But anyway,
in the 90s.
Yeah. So everybody says a lot about Alt Race. I still haven't been. This was going to be my year that I was going to go.
And then you broke yourself. Yeah.
Can't fly.
Yeah.
So, and I don't have the time to drive there and back, so I had to fly, and it just didn't work out. You know what? Next year I'll try not to rupture my Achilles.
Or you do the other one.
No,
then
no,
you're
no, 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 bro, don't even put it out there. It's literally ruined my life. Yeah, that's not real wood. No, it's definitely plastic wood. But anyway, so you smash alt race content out.
Did Alt Race, and then before that I did Players Classic, and I went to Poland again. So I was in Wrocław twice last month for Luftgekühlt.
Oh yeah, Luftgekühlt on the back of Players Classic because CSF 911 went. Bro, tell me about that now. Luftgekühlt.
You're missing that G. Luftgekühlt.
Banging.
There we go.
What was I going to say? Oh yeah, so it's an American show.
Yeah, so
it's American guys, right?
Yeah, so it's Pat Long.
Yeah,
and
two Porsche guys, like a Porsche racing driver, whatever. Yeah, no, I get it, and I love seeing. Again, I've not been to their shows, but it's always been US. They had one in Bicester Heritage years ago.
It was 2 years ago, I think.
I think it's pre-COVID.
Okay. Yeah, but anyway, one at Bicester.
Yeah. So, but it's a US thing. It's huge out there, and they curate it amazingly.
I think curating is the right word,
right?
Because even so, in Poland, it wasn't in the same stadium. It was in an abandoned train station, which is just like a cultural hub now. Like they've got some restaurants and shit around there, but it was beautiful, really gorgeous. Venue's sick. From setup day to the next day, they had like a driver's sort of party, so you could hang out. They had beers and shit. It's Europe, not
of course,
I'm allowed to say that, but fuck alcoholism runs through. So drinks and shit, but really nice time, sick show. And it was nice as a bit of a primer to get used to the city a bit as well before I came back
for Alt Race.
And I'd not been back to Poland in like 10 years as well. So that was really
that's cool.
So did Luftgekühlt Players Alt Race last month.
But what? Sorry, back to Luftgekühlt.
That's the one.
Bro, it seemed like there was like 30 cars there.
No, it was more packed. I think the way to describe it, or at least the way that I saw it, was I was actually they made sure each car had good space, which
they do normally, because it's something that, like, obviously listening to other podcasts and people talk about, and Porsche things, like everybody always says it feels like each car is framed and given the space, which I think is great. And if you are able to do that at a show, that is fucking sick. We would never be able to do that at Players Classic. I try to do that a little bit when I park cars for Flat Six, because we can again, it's back at Goodwood. It's like a Saturday. It's like a Saturday Players Classic.
It clashed with something this year, that's why I couldn't be there.
It's imagine just a Saturday Players Classic,
but it's all Flat Sixes,
Porsches, anything Porsche, right? So 944s through to Cayennes, but it's 911s mostly.
There, but I forgot that was the name of the show.
So anything Porsche. But when I'm parking them, I always try to curate it in a way where they've got space. But you don't know what cars are coming. No, you know who's bought tickets, but for Flat Six, it's not like Classic where we pre-approve. Because it's a community show for the Porsche enthusiasts. So you're not going to start picking. If you got a Porsche,
you can be there.
You can come in, right? And on the day, we pick
what goes where,
what goes on the lawn, what goes, right? So for Luftgekühlt, obviously they have to put the effort in to secure those cars to be able to know where each car is going, which seems like a lot of effort for. Again, like I felt it looked tiny. It looked like
the venue itself was a lot smaller than most because it was a railway station. So it wasn't the car park or anything. It was just the railway station. I'd say it's a case of quality versus quantity, and I'd put a little proviso with that. I think they could have got away with more cars in that place, but the cars they had with the space around them was so phenomenal that it's fine. Because I'd rather get 5 amazing shots of 959 prototype. They had a white 959 prototype, and then
is that the one out of
not the Pace Museum, but it was a really early one. And then they also had an all black 959. Now that's a bit sick. But I'd rather get all the angles I want of that and a show that's like maybe slightly emptier than a really packed show. But also you have to think about this. Luftgekühlt has its fantastic reputation, but that reputation is mainly US based.
I was going to say it didn't seem busy at all either.
Okay, but if you think about this, if you say Porsche, what countries come to mind in Europe? It's not going to be fucking Poland, is it?
But it's next door to fucking Germany.
Yes, but I can tell you now, the amount of Porsches that were there, I was shocked at how many were on Polish plates.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So
And
it's
there
like
were lots
almost like a local show.
It felt like almost Porsche Poland or Porsche Polska had a lot of influence with the show as well. They
Yes,
were like
of course.
no,
Yeah,
partnership
yeah, yeah.
partnership with the Luft people. Yeah, no, so it wasn't busy, and I'm not going to try and sort of give them excuses. I don't know why it wasn't, but I'm glad that
I
it
didn't
wasn't.
know it was on until Ravi told me that it was going
That's
after
what I mean.
I was chilling with Ravi, was cleaning the car.
Yeah.
We were chatting about stuff. I wanted to see if I could, if we could do something the week after and whatever before the car came back for
Yeah.
before the car made it to Festival of Speed.
Yeah.
And Flat 6.
And then he mentioned actually,
but then it's going flat Luftical, so it might not be at Flat 6. And it's like, what the how is that? How is it not going to be at Flat 6?
Yeah.
Right? And I was like, hold on though. So you're going back to the US? He said, no, Luftical in Poland.
Yeah.
Like, cool.
It's a shame because a lot of people in the UK didn't know. So I was talking to Billy about it.
Yeah.
With the 993.
Yeah.
It would have been sick there. Like the quality of Porsche was fantastic. I'm pleasantly surprised at how many Porsches were there.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't expect. My last memories of Poland since the last time I was there was.
Oh yeah, I bet, but it's just light years.
I remember it being like a really poor country.
Yeah.
To be honest, not a bad quality of life, but it's not.
Yeah.
I was on a holiday once, south of France, and I saw a Porsche on Polish plates, parked outside, I don't know, Gucci or something.
Yeah.
And then I just I was there with my family, and I turned to my mum and I said, "Since when did Poles have money?"
Yeah.
Because that's genuinely surprising. And I don't mean that in any bad way, but my experience with Polish people in the UK, especially in going back home, because I don't live in a massive town in Poland, is just it's a very, I don't know, humble's the right word, humble way of life. So that surprised me because I was
social media changes everything. So all of a sudden, anybody that's into cars, whether you're in Poland, the UK, Mexico, wherever, if you're into cars, social media really brings things together, and it feels like everything's at reach. So if you're like, you know what, fuck it, let me now. Before I would have tried to get an M3. Before, like my dream car, would have been an M3, say. But now, hold on, you can get a type of Porsche for M3 money.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Why don't I then aim for a Porsche? Because actually, but this is all I feel. This is all the back of social media, and I think it's great. I think social media is great because it's made the world feel really small and really well connected.
Double-edged sword.
Oh, always. But nothing is just the one-edged sword. But but from a car culture point of view, from looking at like street culture, car culture, like just it's brought loads of people together, and it's great that you can go anywhere now in the world.
But that's why I love doing
and connect with people, and what you do especially connect with people that like just through cars.
I've met some fantastic people this year.
Bro, that's what I'm saying.
Like really, really, really nice people.
On the back of what?
Just all these trips, bro.
Social media and cars.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You see? So obviously you done alt race, you done Luftical, you done Players Classic.
I'm doing Roll Hard this weekend.
Yeah.
I did Retro Rides again at Goodwood.
Oh right, yeah. It's copy and paste classic, but yeah.
It's a very different vibe.
Yeah, of course, 100%, because the cars are different.
Yeah.
Ultimately, he opened that door.
Yeah, Goodwood, fair enough.
So anyway,
I mean, like, no, I didn't.
Yeah. Anyway, so 24 hours of
Nürburgring. Shit, how did I forget that? Yeah, I did 24, and I did a classic, the CRTC classic touring car.
Okay.
That was sick. That was at Thruxton. But anyway, yeah, N24. If you've not been, go. I don't give a shit. Save your Le Mans, save fucking any tracks in the UK. N24 is the most insane, wicked automotive experience I've ever had in my life. It's two ends of the spectrum, right? You get Alt Race and then you get Nürburgring 24. And I went to Silverstone F1 as well, and I'll use that as a comparison in a second. But N24 is raw. That's the only way to describe it. You have the cars going round so fucking close to you because you can get right up to the barriers and some. Well, okay, not quite, but
But like the fence is
mesh,
not
yeah,
far
it's
off.
really
Yeah,
not
yeah,
far. And especially with the AMGs, I went there in 2022, and the opening shot I used for the article that was on Speed Hunters was an AMG GT coming right towards me just as the Nürburgring GP track joins the Nordschleife. And I can't remember exactly what I said, but it's a true experience in that I was there and I just got a panning shot of some Porsche GT4s, and suddenly I hear like this rumbling, right, and then I pan back to catch it, and then suddenly I can not only see this AMG GT, I see the driver, and I may have been a bit closer to the barriers than I should have been on that corner, but the marshals were friendly, so maybe it was fine. But that I swear we made eye contact, this driver and I, and either I was just on his marker for the turn, or he did clock me with the high vis, but he was just coming straight towards me, and the noise you could fucking feel
bro.
it,
Them
like, through your
AMGs,
chest.
them AMGs.
It was
bro.
ridiculous, especially as he drove past. And it's that single moment is one of my best memories ever, and that is why I fucking love the job that I do, because it was a mix of fucking terror, because realistically that piece of Armco is not going to stop him. Not directly coming towards me. I won't outrun it. I didn't want to outrun it because I wanted to get that shot.
Have to jump.
Literally just fucking dive out of the way.
No, jump on top over it.
I'll try that shit. I don't know if I'm that athletic, but the wing would have caught me on the way back. It dragged me along.
Yeah.
And it's just exhilarating. And then as soon as it goes past, and you're like, it's one of those moments. And then I'm just there like, yeah, that's going to be a sick shot. Yeah, and then it was. So that was gas.
But also, I see the Germans as like the American Europeans.
Half of them are rednecks, bro.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. So I can imagine it being almost like a NASCAR race to a certain degree.
That's part of the rawness,
and you see the clips, and they're like camping, and they set up beer tents.
Well, these fuckers have like cherry pickers and shit. They've got some of these rigs they build like for the race with scaffolding, like 2 stories almost. I literally saw one where they managed to maneuver a crane in, like a drivable crane, and they fucking put it up with like a hammock on the thing, so man could just chill and watch. It's sick.
Yo, bro, this is what I'm saying. So, to be honest, like I do think from previous years that looks like a sick event, and again, watching you cover it and watch your stories and your shots and stuff, I thought, it's sick. To be honest, Le Mans Classic is kind of what I next want to do.
Yeah, I've not been to Classic.
Out of the our normal sort of shows, this is something that I'm gonna try to do. I want to try to do next year. Like I got the Cayenne now, so we can go
bang a fucking tent on the top.
We can go like 3-4 man's up.
Yeah,
luggage space. We aren't going to get stuck because it's like 4-wheel drive. Because that's what happens like all the time.
It turns into mud.
If it rains, it's game over. So we're not gonna get stuck. Like so for me, that's sort of something that I do want to do, Le Mans Classic. But every year, when I do see the N24 shots, I'm like, oh, that'd be cool. But then I forget about it. And then next year I see the shots and I'm like, I have to do it. And then when I see you cover it this year, and again with Tilt, having Tilt,
it's so useful.
It's kind of the key to the to the town, kind of, you know what I mean? Access.
If you've never heard of Tilt, and to be honest, if you're watching this, I reckon you will have heard of Tilt in some capacity. No one knows how the fuck he sort of does what he does and goes where he does and why he knows everyone that he does. It's a mystery, but everyone knows Till.
It's like a cartoon character.
It's wild, and then Till he's like there when you need him. He's like a fucking really psychologically damaged superhero, bro. Like I'm trying to be political with my wording, but bro, he's always there when you need him. He's always got the right thing you need. And if not, he's happy to go out of his way to get it for you. He just fucking gets off on helping people, it feels like. Every time I'm in Germany, I've either stayed at Till's flat or he's somehow been around me in some capacity to help me out. Translate, he's got the confidence that you need to get into places, which is good because I can sweet talk my way in here and there, but if you don't speak the language, you can't have like a meek person with you just sort of being like, no, let's go. Till doesn't give a shit. Till will fucking lead and fucking get us where he needs to. If I can't do it, he's a great guy. Lovely guy.
He's and I remember again only month and a half ago, whatever, at Classic, and I think you were shooting a car
Which one?
that broke down or something.
Oh, the Civic.
Yeah, or whatever it was. There was their car that broke down, and then Till was gonna have to go and tow it and try to get
Oh no, fuck, my boy's Skyline.
Yeah.
He broke down just round the corner from the show.
Yeah, and Till was like trying to get a trailer.
He'd driven over in his 5 Series, German plates, left-hand drive. That he fucking stanced on coilovers and borrowed some rims just to get modified for a Venga.
It's just fucking, you know, it's you know what, like
insane.
I want to cover that with him. I want to try catch up with him to have him sit down and, you know, have a chat. But it's, you know,
he was gonna go out of his way after the show. We were staying in the same house with Josh as well. But even then, he was gonna go get his car from somewhere else, bring it back to the show after the show was closed.
Yeah, after we finished
a friend of ours, Latham's trailer, go and recover Josh back to the house or wherever, back to the show or anything, then drop the trailer back off, then get on with his night.
Yeah,
he's fucking nuts.
Yeah, it's just, you know what I think it is, because he covers so much distance in Germany.
He doesn't. Yeah, everything's easy for him.
Yeah. Whereas here, like, this is something that we've got, like, here in England, at least for me, and I've discussed it with other people. Everything feels far. Like like we were talking about Rollhard, and obviously it's in Bicester Heritage, and we're, you know, Southwest London. I live in. Realistically, it's an hour and a half, an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah. It was long.
I've not been to see my sister since we came back from Mexico in May.
It's hard to justify the mileage in London. That's the thing. When it takes you 45 minutes to go 3 miles.
And I'm like, I haven't been to, you know, and for him, like, that distance is just like, you know,
exactly.
You don't even think about it. It's the same like the Americans that, you know, we were in LA and my wife's uncle was like, yeah, cool. And we were like in West Hollywood, we're staying there. And he's like, yeah, I'm around the corner. Gives me his postcode. It's like an hour and 20-minute drive. And you're still in LA. But for them, it's just that that's a commutable distance. Life, I'm like, right, no, it's, you know, this is what happens when you, like, obviously I learned to drive in Mexico with my granddad, but I was like 11 in his truck, in our whatever. But the actual real driving I've only ever done in England. So distances feel different to me. Like, I'm like English distance sort of. That's how I relate, and everything feels far. The moment is like over an hour. I'm like, and again, London. We're used to London distance, where 3 miles is not 3 miles. 3 miles could be half an hour, 40 minutes. So, you know, if people don't understand, peak time London miles are.
London's fucking Stockholm syndrome,
bro. It's
everyone complains about living here.
Can't leave.
But can't go.
Can't leave,
no.
Bro.
Look, I want to, in theory.
Yeah, I want to. I want a fucking double garage. I want a lift in my garage. I want like a shed for the tools, because the garage is just for the cars and to work on them. And I want garden for the, you know, for Nono and Marcelo, and you know, and you can get that.
Yeah, you just have to pay like 2.
He is like 1.5 mil, and the rest. To be honest, even more if I want a double garage.
Yeah.
But like, you can go out of London and
even like an hour away.
And that's achievable. So, but then you think, oh, I don't know if I can.
I literally got shown today a house by one of my closest. That he's thinking of like going in on with his dad, and it's a fucking like 5-bedroom house with a triple garage, separate building, triple garage.
Separate buildings,
with a studio.
Separate building is the dream.
Studio on top of the triple garage with its own fucking annex and shit, which my boy would move into. His dad would just live in the house. And then they have another fucking workshop garage on the same property.
Bro,
900.
Bro, this is what I'm saying. That's fucking. It's why. I mean, it's a lot of money, but what you're getting.
This is what, and I don't know, like dozens of acres of land.
Yeah, of course.
But for London, that will get you a 2-bed flat.
yeah, exactly.
With maybe parking permits.
Bro, parking. This is what I'm saying. Like, I abuse it. I'm not gonna lie. None of my neighbors will watch this, but I abuse this. When I bought my apartment, we had to purchase a parking space. No. You can't get a permit. These are purchase spaces, and if you didn't get the option, only 2 and 3 bedrooms got the option to buy. So 1 bedrooms didn't. So we got the option to buy us a 3-bedroom.
You're gonna outgrow that shit fast.
And but yeah, we're at that point where we're like, just, you know. But when it comes to the car park, I've got one parking license. We're sitting in my S500 that's abandoned.
Yep.
Cayenne
it's barely a car at this point.
No. It's my studio. It's my studio now, right? The Cayenne's there. and my dailies over there. So I
Yeah.
got 3 spaces, and I just jiggle them around during
So
the day.
they don't know it's yours. They don't know it's yours.
All 3 are registered to me, but I can only essentially have one at the time because they check. But the moment the guy so as long as I can 5:30, the guy finishes. So after 5:30, I come back from work and jig them around. So
that's fine.
It's hard because obviously this broken up. But anyway, back onto you. Like again,
I thought we were stuck at N24. Yeah. Just briefly with Till, best example, 2022. Till was driving around a Land Rover Defender 110 pickup, crew cab, double cab. Sorry. With an exoskeleton roll cage. I don't know where they fucking came from, but he just to help me out getting some shots and shit, because you can drive on the infield and the track's so big it's got like actual dirt track roads all on the infield, which you can only access if you are media. By the way, cool. Just before you get any ideas if you want to attend. He just fucking found these enormous planks of wood, like scaffolding planks of wood, and straps, and just strapped them to the roll cage. So I had a fucking shooting platform, on the top of this lifted Defender to get shots down over the barrier.
African safari style, where you just
It was sick. I'm not gonna lie, I felt pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, of course.
Just chilling, standing in the bed with the media vest, the camera on top. Fucking had Ian as well, another lovely guy. He'll be at Roll Hard as well. Actually, you probably never met yet.
I don't think I have.
He's safe as fuck. Him as well, filming, Till driving with his fucking arm out the window.
Yeah, of course. He's
like this. And people just getting out of the way. It was sick. It was a great time. It's the small things like that. I mean, it's easy to sort of get up your own ass. N24. Okay. So the rawness.
Yeah.
So we're done with Till. Till can fuck off.
Till can do one.
Rawness, bro. So German rednecks.
It feels.
They're grilling, they're drinking, they're bringing fucking clapped on sofas that the cat's pissed on and just putting them by the side of the track to watch shit. So some of them have 6 setups, but a lot of them are just baseline chilling. But if you're lucky enough to get access, so 2022 especially, this year there's a bit more of a story to it. I didn't have as easy a ride getting all the content and shit I needed. But if you go into the pit garages, right, you see concrete floors. There's only like wire gates in between the garages. There's not actually solid walls between the workbenches and shit. People get tired. You see snacks everywhere. It's like a weekend working on the cars with the boys, to be honest.
Yeah.
You've got all the big screens and the telemetry, and you've got pit boxes, data boxes by the main straight, like any GT3 racing. But it's human.
Yeah.
And that's it. And you can tell that these are people doing their fucking most, trying to keep the cars running overnight, the drivers going over the night. People get tired. You see mistakes in the pit lane. I've seen people trip up and like drop shit. It just happens. It's natural. You can't help it, especially when you're that tired.
Yeah.
And then especially when you're it gets bewitching when you're trackside at night. The pit lane as well, I love it at night, especially when it gets quiet, because there's no one in the stands anymore. There's just like a weird silence, and you just hear like the cars come past, a few of them chasing each other. You see that human side come out more even in the driving, because you see that's when more mistakes start to happen, and you can actually notice like apexes being missed a bit here and there, and the driving gets really tight and really far apart. The consistency drops.
Yeah.
It makes for some really epic shots, especially when they're sort of back on it. And then there's a favorite turn of mine. I can't remember what it is, but it's a very, it's a gentle right, then a tight downhill left. And when there's a pack of cars chasing each other, they all light each other up. And then you get shots with a good camera, you get the shots of the shadows. I digress, but it's so photogenic. It's amazing. Compare that to Formula One. So I was at Silverstone this year. Not out of my own pocket, I'll make that clear. It's a fucking ridiculously expensive thing, but some of people may know, a lot don't. But my baby brother has leukemia, and he's been in treatment for a while now. And touch wood, everything is going as it should be. But he was treated at Great Ormond Street. Fucking amazing hospital, amazing charity, really, really incredible people there, and they really do the most they can to give kids opportunities. No matter what stage they're at, whatever what the outlook is like, everyone gets something. They're trying to make the journey as well as good as they can. And part of that, they offered my little brother and my mum to go to Silverstone. to do this Formula One. Now Archie he loves cars. Maybe not in the way that I did growing up. I still got to do some work there to get him to the same level. Although I feel bad for anyone that's got to deal with that growing up. And went to F1, got VIP access. It was insane. Wow. It was amazing. But we got a walkthrough of the VCarb, Cash App, Red Bull, PayPal, Monzo, bank transfer racing team.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, it's a different world.
Yeah.
It's alien. It is so,
light years ahead.
The fucking handrails were carbon fiber, bro. The handrails to keep you from falling over onto the mechanics were carbon fiber. Everything is pure white, clean, gloss floors, gloss walls. The back rooms, it's like a lab, as much as it is as a garage. And you didn't have any fucking cups of tea anywhere. You didn't have any snacks laying around.
No donuts,
no tools on the floor. Like it was fucking ridiculous. It's a different world, and it was very impressive, but it didn't feel human. It felt like a lab, and it didn't.
Yeah.
It's exciting. It's impressive.
Yeah.
It's not exciting.
Okay.
Meanwhile, N24 is so visceral.
Yeah.
It's completely intoxicating.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I get that. Obviously, to be honest, I want to do Spa.
Same. I want to do Spa. I want to do Spa 24.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I think that would be like a sort of interim type thing where it's not quite the. N24 is so fucking big that if there's a yellow flag on one corner, they just shut down a few corners before and after, and then the racing continues.
Yeah.
Because why are you going to shut down all these 13, 14 kilometers or miles?
Whatever it is.
Fucking too many. It's too many. It's too much.
Yeah.
So that gives you a sort of a look into what makes it special, right? And it's so changeable, and the weather's unpredictable, and loads of beers, loads of currywursts. Yeah. Okay, so that's on the list now. I definitely got to make that happen. So, show's going back. Yeah. So the last month or so, Festival of Speed as well. Yes, Festival of Speed was sick, which was mad. That was my first festival. No, bollocks! I lie. Second Festival of Speed. Okay. I'm just losing it. It's been. I need a week away for a proper cognitive reset. Yeah. Festival of Speed was fucking cool. Yeah. Covered it for Pit and Paddock. Was meant to cover it for a brand, but I won't go into details. People don't take business seriously these days. Right. Things with content and like some brands just think content and whatever, and they just if they can grab some shitty content for free from somewhere, they'll grab it over. It's hard. There's a level of respect that you expect when dealing with people, right? And then regardless of what level you're doing it at or for or whatever, but it's a shame when there isn't that sort of mutual respect there. But regardless, Festival of Speed was fucking cool. Yeah, Festival of Speed is cool. I really like Festival of Speed. It's it merges every aspect of car culture. The rich people, the modified people, the normal people, like your MG stand, right? The mini stand. It's like, who the fuck? But just fucking Chinese cars in the that's EV. The EV area was just mad Chinese. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I know it's obviously mad segue, but because they're not Chinese, they're Korean. But the Genesis range, sick. I love it. I think they're wicked. Their design language is sick. I really like them. Love Genesis. Their SUVs are just sick. QV90, GV90, the big double headlights, double taillights. So sick. They give me Bentayga vibes. Yeah, 100%. They look heavy when they're rolling. Yeah, 100%. Like for me, like end game is a Bentayga. That's what I want. Like after that, I'm looking to keep the KM for a few years because it's the family car and stuff. Same car, bro. But underpinnings maybe a little bit, but I mean, it's where it all started, to be honest. But yeah, like once you have like a twin turbo V8, I don't think I could not. So yeah, twin turbo V8 Bentayga is kind of like
the sort of thingy for me. But anyway, back on Festival of Speed. Festival of Speed is sick.
It's insane. So what I did
You got the hill climb, you got the rally stage, you've got
I didn't have time to do the rally stage, bro. I did one day and I was getting coverage like mad, and it's just I'm glad I went in on a weekday.
Yeah.
Because it is the hardest event to photograph at I think I've ever done.
Yeah,
it's so many people.
Oh yeah, people,
and they're
people
always
everywhere.
There's no breaks.
But you know what? Because the people that go there are people that aren't
It's everyone.
car people.
Yeah, it's job blogs.
It's the general public. And because there's a lot of main manufacturers, that's where, you know, like you get the vibe these people coming to have a look at these main manufacturers, because genuinely they might pick up an EV for the family, or they might, you know, so it's not every person coming to see, you know.
Oh, best example, shit, I was in the paddocks at the top of the track by the house where the cars go after it runs. And the MG ER X4 fucking new electric hill climb car was there. I went to take a photo, and some Donny was stood posing for a photo from his wife, and he fucking looked like James May, like mad, like it was uncanny. And he saw someone taking a photo and sort of waited, and then he apologized, and you know, it's not a problem. I'm used to it. I wait. It's not a big deal. It's when people look at me and then choose to
carry on, catch it. Yeah.
But this guy was lovely, and then I took the photo, and as I was walking away, he sort of felt the need to turn around and say, "It's because I have the road one of these," and I just thought, "I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm not mad. Just I'm glad you got your photo." That's the crowd.
But this is exactly it. It's just your regular people. Yeah, it's a really good event, really cool. Obviously, it needs to be 4 days because, as you say, it's just fucking huge. Yeah, no, Festival of Speed, the hill climb is sick.
Yeah. It's just seeing the cars like that.
You know, that
you never thought you'd ever see
properly being like.
I fucking watched the Auto Union go up. The
track. Yeah.
Like that's the kind of shit I was playing on like Sega Racing 2004.
Exactly. It's cool to see this. You know, the really expensive. I went up the hill in Cullinan.
Nice.
With Marshalls.
Nice.
It's like,
that's sick.
Because they let us go to the bit with like where you're not allowed to go.
They'll let anyone
with
go
the Marshalls. With the Marshalls. No, like to stand where the start line was. Because the Marshalls were a fan of Hoonigan and Gary. So with Gary, they let us go in, and then at the end of all the runs that we're doing at that, you know, they do segmented runs. This was after the Formula 1 car runs. They're like, "Oh, well, we're going up. You want to come up?" I'm like, yeah, cool. So we sat in the back of the Cullinan. The fact that Rolls Royce just lends them cars for the weekend is sick.
The base just around the corner.
So so the fact that Marshalls, just your two regular guys, are running around in a white Cullinan with a lime green interior, with like the lights on top and the wires coming in and whatever, and we're just getting in like
car at the end of the day, bro.
Bro, and they were just, bro, like we were moving and you couldn't feel it, bro. So, well, I moved a couple of times when they lent us a Cullinan, when they lent Jay that green. I don't know if you ever saw it. It's a green, NATO green sort of matte finish Cullinan with Tiffany interior.
You had some parked at Players before, right?
Yeah. Jay used to, you know, a guy at Rolls Royce, and he used to get one the week before Players and to have a show anyway. It's not a thing anymore, but yeah. So I moved that Cullinan. That was like one of the first Cullinans. But then this one's the new facelift one with the lights and whatever. And the guy was just pedaling it up there, and it didn't, you know. There was Rick, Gary, and I sitting in the back. The two Marshalls in the front, like, and it felt like, you know, Gary's out there waving like all the people, like it's fucking hilarious. But yeah, Festival of Speed. So you've been around this year, man. Like you've really covered it. So you know, just carry on at it.
One more point. One of my favorite things that I did. One of my favorite things that I wrote this year, N24, because I didn't get back to the point. 2022 was insane with all access right by the track and shit, but this year was much more disorganized. I couldn't actually get my media accreditation sorted in time, and I took a risk. I just jumped on the plane and thought, "Fuck it, we'll make it work." But it's the opener for my article on Speed Hunters. But I shit you not, as I sat down on the fucking plane seat, I got an email come in and it said, "Unfortunately, we can't consider your application this year." I just thought, fuck me, I've booked a flight one way to just be there, and my gamble was just fucking backfiring. But even when you start getting the access to events through media stuff, it's awesome because you get up close,
Yeah.
it's a different experience. It's not the same thing. And just going to shows normally loses its appeal a bit.
Yeah.
Don't worry. That was fucking someone's crashed. Someone's crashed into
Someone
a building.
offloading something.
N24, even as a spectator,
Yeah.
so long as you know like how much you can get away with,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not afraid to do a bit more walking than you probably would want to,
Mm-hmm.
it's sick. Because I just did everything from the point of view of a spectator this year. Instead, went up to the grandstand, which I didn't do the other time. Managed to get into a pit garage still,
cool.
just through a friend of Till's who's a driver, because obviously Till knows
of
driver
course.
there. You can still go on the pit lane for the walk around before the start. You can still get up to the fences in certain places. It's sick, and I think it reminded me of how much fun you can have at these things.
Yeah. Which is what I'm saying to you. I really do want to do them from spectator point of view, not media, no backstage, not whatever. I just want to go and feel the vibe and be within the people and definitely gotta do it.
Just gotta wear boots, but you can't wear traps to this one.
No.
I get stuck in the mud. No, get stuck in the mud.
Oh yeah, get some ACG flying it, fucking boots and
honestly, that welliest levels of mud it gets to there.
Oh man,
there was a bit where when you get stuck in the mud and you're shit, the foot's gonna come out.
Yeah. That's it. But like I said, obviously you like we just spoke about. You covered so much this year.
Yeah.
What's Mario doing now? What are you still doing? Speed Hunters? Are you still doing? So you're still doing Speed Hunters?
Still doing Speed Hunters. Look, it's I fucking love the brand.
Yeah. Of course, this is that nostalgia. Yeah.
It's obviously it's business, right? And it's work for me. So that's the most important thing. I respect photographers and people who do articles and shit out of the love for it.
Mm-hmm.
But at this point, I will very rarely do that. Because once it becomes work, I mean, I'm freelance, bro. Like, I'm fully freelance. I've got my brand that I recently sort of started. I'm trying to get that more established. I've got some good clients and shit, little bits here and there. MarioChristu.world. Because it's just the way I see it. Mainly because MarioChristu.com was taken.
Okay.
Full discretion. And amazingly, it's a fucking a therapist of some kind who lives in Highgate.
Oh, right.
So 15 minutes away from me is a Mario Christu who has MarioChristu.com. So I'm never fucking.
You should go and find him and see what type of car he has. Maybe imagine he's got like a sick,
bro. It's gonna be a Mercedes.
Oh right,
Mercedes.
But E350D or something.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe a convertible if we're lucky. But no, and also I ran through some ideas, and then .world was there, and I just thought, you know what, fuck it, I'm presenting my world.
That sounds cool. No, that sounds cool.
So Speed Hunters is part of what I do. So a lot of the write-ups and the coverage is for Speed Hunters, and then Pit and Paddock out in the States. It's a very similar thing.
That's cool.
So I started doing some bits with them actually since I wrote about their orange M3 E91.
Yeah.
I wrote about that for Speed Hunters.
Okay,
Using Darian Craven's photos, who's a photographer out in the States. They're really, really, really great photos. He's a very talented guy. Pit and Paddock bits, I've had like that Porsche article, for example, Speed Hunters one. I sold that as well to a really beautiful coffee table magazine, like a quarterly thing out in Spain.
Nice.
They wanted it so much they just fucking translated it all in Spanish.
Nice.
Well, for me, they translated it all.
Yeah.
I have yet to give it to a native Spanish speaker to see how well it's translated. I hope that they've made jokes and shit work properly.
Rather than just
direct
copy and paste it. Yeah.
Fucking Spanish people going ha 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 with J's. That's it. Ha ha ha. Exactly. Done some shoots that I can't actually talk about until they're like published and whatnot. Loads of NDAs these days. It's difficult.
No, but I mean,
I'm just to be honest, at this point, I'm just trying to get more work in. It's difficult, and I'm not gonna pretend for 1 second that it's easy doing freelance work. No, it's not. It's so inconsistent. It's sometimes you question when you're gonna get paid. This is a quiet month for me, to be honest, bro. So I'm really struggling. I've got shoots that were meant to happen that got cancelled last minute or moved, and a lot of photographers that I've spoken to and people that I know and friends and not friends, they a lot of the time will do it alongside a full-time job. And I did that for a while. I had a really fairly fucking good paying gig going, um, doing work for. I was all the photography, the writing, the marketing team. I did that for a cosmetic doctor in Knightsbridge.
Okay.
That was when I used to work next to Marouche.
Oh,
And we
right,
went for that
right,
dinner
right,
in
right,
Marouche for
right.
Saturday.
Yeah,
Paid very well. Was a good opportunity. Just didn't get on with my boss after a while,
Okay.
and I get on with him now, just as people, but I
Yeah.
can't deal. We couldn't work together.
Yeah,
You know, it gets that way sometimes. And I got very comfortable with a good income full time and freelance on top of that as a bonus, right? But then you think, okay, I can do this. It's easy. I'll just get more shoots in. It doesn't fucking work that way.
No.
So I sort of struggled, burn off what I had. That was when I went through my little hiatus, shall we say, and then sort of shat myself up, realizing, fuck, I don't have the same income coming in, but my bills are still what they were,
of course,
right? So it's a bit of a motivator. And then I just had a lot more drive. I started looking for full-time jobs again because it just wasn't cutting it. But I just thought, you know what, fuck it, I have nothing to lose. So I thought this year we'll really push and go for it and touch wood again, if this is wood or plastic or whatever.
That's definitely wood. Real mahogany.
Mahogany.
Yeah, yes.
Damn, the mahogany.
Damn,
We've got to get cigar smoke in
it.
here. Yeah, and just trying, bro. It's not just automotive stuff, you know. It's fashion.
That's what I was gonna get to. Obviously, when you came over and we did that shoot, that you still haven't finished.
We had technical issues,
right?
I don't want to talk about.
Anyway, you were talking about a different aspect of sort of things, you know, and different people and different. So, and you get the vibe, you know. Some people only understand the automotive thing, so you get the other vibes, you know what I'm saying? So I don't see why you can't just just broaden that.
That's part of what I want to do, bro. And people as well.
I
love doing portrait photography. It's great. It's the human aspect is so important in all of it, man. And it wasn't part of my hiatus, but in the past year or so, I'd say I saw, leading up to actually Players 2022, right? When I had the job and I had the extra income, and I was really rushing to build my 7 Series for Players. I was like, car this, car that. All of my paychecks were going into the car. Car this, paint, wheels, everything. Just get it done. Which, you know, I was proud to do, and I fucking won a top 10 award. That was gas. It didn't justify it, but it was like, you know, I've done bits. It's nice. It's nice. Players award was the one I didn't give a shit about anyway. From the North Wheels. I'm not gonna lie. But I sacrificed a lot of life around for cars. Just for getting that car done, you know. And for some people, all their social groups are all cars, only cars, that's it. And I mean, fair fucks, right? If that's your life, then that's your life, and you can have a great life with it and you enjoy it, and then that's fine. But I felt like I got too into that for what is like my truth. That sounds way too fucking profound. But I love cars. I always have and I always will, I think. But there's so much more to life than them, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And when you get so deep into it, I'll tell you what sparked it. I realized how niche it actually is. I had one conversation. I was at the pub with a mate who's also into cars, but he never got into like this sort of scene side of shit, car shows and stuff. We went to the pub, and it was a pub near my old school, and then we actually bumped into some old school friends, completely out of the blue. I hadn't seen them in like a decade, easily, if not more. Recognized each other though, sat down, had a chat, and then one of them had his missus there, and she maybe is, I've not spoken to them since actually, but she was a journalist, editorial, and we ended up talking about work stuff, just, you know, the differences, similarities. I have a lot of freedom in journalism because I get to use fucking italics and strike through and bold and shit. Like sometimes it's a privilege, guys. She was like, "Well, what the fuck? I only get to do." Like it was super fucking nerdy. I'm not gonna lie. But I was talking about things that seemed commonplace to me, and then she was like, "You have to explain a bit further, like elaborate." The fucking car world that we're part of is so niche. Bro,
it really is. You gotta understand.
It's so niche.
Obviously, for you, like you said, you know, growing up, and you're young anyway, you've been into cars like coming up.
Yeah.
And always into cars, so friends that you have are around cars, and you know your hobbies, and now your job is around cars. So most of the people you talk to,
car people. Yeah.
I love cars; it's my hobby, but my social friend is non-car, and my work, my daily full-time job's non-car, and that's when I realized, like, people don't get it. And this is also why I couldn't drive this to work. Like, because I dailied it for about a month between the Mark IV going and my new daily coming. And like I said, it bankrupted me because it was, around I was going 8 miles per gallon. But I'd arrive and people see me get in there, and they don't understand. They don't know if this is an expensive car. It isn't. But it's an S-Class, so they don't know if it's
expensive car.
Yeah, exactly, and it's fucking long, way longer than a normal car. Like black with cream interior, right? And but then it's low as fuck. On some really weird wheels
as you're pulling in and out of the car park,
right? And people just they just like don't understand.
That doesn't make sense.
Their mind is bamboozled. They don't know if to look up to it or hate it,
and it offends people half the time.
Sometimes, so I was like, no, I can't be seen
pulling up,
turning up. Also, not just from my staff, but when I go to client meetings, I can't be seen turning up in something rowdy.
Sorry, bro, can I meet you 3 roads away? There's a few too many speed bumps on that.
No, but it's not even that. It's just imagine, just both of you like finish a meeting, you're walking up to the car park together, and I gotta get in this.
Yeah, it's not professional.
And he gets into just like his normal Golf, or like, to be honest, most of them have like a Focus because they're Ford people. Most normal people are Ford people. It's just crazy. A few, Toyotas or like. But what I'm saying is, I realized quickly, I was like, right, it's my hobby. But it
doesn't make sense to most people.
Most people don't understand it, especially in the UK. It's just not.
It doesn't compute, and it's especially in London, bro. Like it's weird because London it feels like a cultural hub for cars in some ways, but for anyone who isn't anywhere near that field, it's like the worst thing in the world.
They hate it.
But to be honest, that's half of the pop and bang dickheads.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. This is the thing. Like, GTRs. and it annoys me, bro.
M3s. And 140i.
There's one guy
595 Abaths.
But there's one guy around here goes to this nice gym around the corner from my house, and he parks nearby, and he does at the gym closes at 11, and he arrives at 10, and he leaves at 10 to 11. Every night he launches it down the high street, and you can hear it in my apartment. I'm like, bro, like you know what I'm saying? It's
Nissan V6. Let me sing you the song of my people.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like the way they sound.
I said this,
but
nice.
But not at 11 o'clock, right? When I'm like, bro, don't be rowdy at that. But yeah, you know what? Funnily enough, and this is the thing that really gets me. Car people like us are car people, but there's people that have cars that aren't car people.
No,
but we get tarnished with the same brush of their wrongdoings, and they are your M140 boys, your 595s.
It's a symbol status thing for them, and the noise is part of that.
Exactly, but they, some C63s, and they drive those things like idiot and
30 drivers, bro.
Right, 30 drivers. 30. But then we get tarnished like Golf R, RS3. They just launch. I had a Golf R for 2 years. I don't think I launch controlled it.
No, it's because they're too easy to drive like a dickhead.
Yeah, 100%. They're too capable. But what I'm saying is, those people aren't car people. They're not. Because of the car people, they wouldn't do that because they know they're ruining it for the real car people, and the real car culture is suffering because of people like that. And then you have the other ones, which are especially in London, the super hyper rich, that they have all these amazing cars.
Marylebone GP, doing laps in first gear.
But again, I don't know any of them at all or well enough to say, are you car people? Could I have a conversation with him about his Pista?
Yeah.
But also have a conversation with him about my W220 or my
Yeah.
favorite chassis, Merc chassis ever,
Yeah.
which is the 140. Could I talk to him about it?
No.
Could he relate? Could we
But
both
there's no
speak
way of
about?
knowing.
Could we speak about a car that neither him or I have, but we
Yeah.
both, are they real car people? You don't know, but they've got expensive, rare cars.
Yeah.
So that's the other type of. But I don't mind them because they're not rowdy. Yes, their cars are loud and they drive around in first gear because really their first gear's gone to 60, 70 mile an hour, so they don't need to
They don't
change
give a
gear.
shit. They don't give a shit.
But this is what I'm saying. So then, and you start realizing it's niche. You come across somebody that you think is a car person. You start talking to them, and you realize they're one of the M140 boys, and you like start distancing yourself.
There's another end of the spectrum as well, though, bro. Like these lot are one evil, and then you get another. And okay, maybe evil is a strong word.
Yeah.
But you get people who are too enthusiastic. For my liking.
Okay, some people that
and
just live and breathe it, and
it's
Yeah.
you get certain shows that bring this crowd out. And someone I know gave me a fantastic analogy. Well, not analogy, but I won't mention the show. I won't mention the person, but X show is the only time that some of these people will leave their house all year. And
bro.
it's the super fucking nerdy. Like, more power to you if again, if that's your life and you love it, by all means, do your thing. But I was walking around the show, and obviously when I'm doing photos for coverage, if there's cars parked in rows, I'll snake my way through them to see if there's anything interesting, try and not miss anything, get the shots. I ended up synchronizing with some guy, a few cars difference between us, and I was taking shots, and he was a big guy, big cowboy hat, big voice. He was talking about I don't know, he was just talking to about the cars, and I just thought, okay, cool group of people chilling, whatever. And I just hear super nerdy voice just go, it's the geezer, and he goes, oh, an Aston Martin DB7, that's the cheapest Aston Martin you can buy. But he said it with chest, like proper. And I that caught my attention, so I just sort of took photo, and I turned around. We make eye contact. It's just him, bro. It's just him. It's just him and the voices, my man. Like that was it. And then it's. I will get bored only talking about cars. That's why I love Vengerfest. Because you can go there and you chat cars for a bit, but then you chat anything else. You just chat shit. Chatting shit is better than chatting cars.
Yeah, of course. Like for me, exactly. Like cars is obviously a hobby, and I like them, enjoy them. But yeah, you can talk about cars, can talk about other stuff. You need to have that broad spectrum of understanding and of interest.
Spectrum is the right word.
And like ultimately for me, it's going back to like what I said at the beginning. It's about street culture.
Yeah.
Right. So I want to be able to talk to you about your Kith t-shirt. I want to be able to talk to you about your AC rims.
Yeah.
I want to be able to talk to you about your JDM spec 740. I want to be able to talk about the music that's banging out of the other car. I want to be able to talk about this place that we're going to go to eat right now real quick. And it's that understanding. Some people have it, some people don't. But you know what? Like each to their own. But for me, cars are part of street culture.
Yeah.
And for me, that my interest is street culture.
Yeah.
Obviously,
100%.
Like, and this is what I'm trying to do with this is, chat to people like yourself and whatever, let's talk about cars and how you're doing and what you do with cars. But ultimately, there is more substance than just a car. So,
that's what comes back to the London Stockholm syndrome for me.
Yeah.
If you only understand, okay, not half. People who will say, why the fuck do you live in that city are car people.
Yeah.
It's no one else.
No, exactly.
The people who I know, who aren't car people in London, they fucking love it here.
Yeah, of course,
because
you can get around so easy,
and there's
space to eat, places at any time, bro. At any time you can get food. At any time you can get
bro. Where the fuck am I gonna move? Where if I want to get a Vietnamese followed by a Lebanese, followed by a fucking Congolese, I've got 5 restaurants in a 2-mile radius.
That's my wife's argument. We're like, we went to see our friend over in Essex, just outside Colchester, and lovely house, nice guy, whatever. And then we're talking, we really need to move to the countryside. We can get more for our money, blah 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 blah.
And then I want to get sushi. Where can I get them
bro.
from?
And then we're going. Then like, okay, let's go out to eat with him. Yeah. We're going to a Chinese restaurant, and we drive 25 minutes to the Chinese restaurant, and it's like 25 minutes. Like,
that's long.
like it's long, and then we drive past one big ass Sainsbury. Because that's the only like sort of supermarket within like 35-minute drive. And you start thinking, bro, like I've got a Waitrose, I've got a Marks and Spencers, I've got a Lidl, I've got that Turkish shop you went to before we met. And then around the corner there's like a high street. There's like a ethnic high street. So there's about 10 convenience stores within that.
Well,
right?
just before the shoot, I wanted to grab a quick drink, and then if I can park outside this, what I thought was a little corner shop, I walk in, fresh fruits and dates and nuts, just all along the wall. I fucking got a plan.
But this is what I'm saying. So, and you can't do that in the countryside, bro. No. But this is exactly it. But look, I want to get back to the premise of what this is, and it's backseat driver, and it's about obviously having a chat. Not always in the backseat of the car, but possibly yes. I need to get it running again, and I'll do the rounds in it. But part of it is us chatting shit in the back of a car, which is what happens when you go on road trips with your boys. You just chat shit, and somebody in the back will be your backseat driver. He'll be like, there's this. You'll be in charge of maybe the snacks,
bro. DJs
and drinks. Right. Okay, So coming to you, what's your 3 favorite road trip snacks?
Oh fuck, that's okay. I'm a big fresh fruit guy and nuts and shit. I don't really do crisps. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really do sweets that much.
Even in a road trip though.
Oh, road trip's different, bro.
This is what I'm saying, because I don't eat that type of shit. But in a road trip,
I'll split it up, because the snacks you leave with on a road trip are not the same as the snacks you pick up on the way. Very different. So. But I've got a real phobia, like my OCD, but I can't do greasy hands on the steering wheel.
No.
I can't, bro. You walk around, especially BMWs, you see people with fucking swell mark paint, but their steering wheel's like a fucking stage 3, stage 5 polish, just from all the oof. No, I can't do that. Okay. Grapes. I'm not gonna lie. Grapes are easy.
Okay, yeah.
Straight. Bang, that's it. Done. We're gonna go with. It's got to be maybe a Kinder Bueno.
Oh, what? Okay.
No, I'm gonna go with a Bueno. I'll tell you why.
It's so foreign.
No, bruv. Because they keep their own mess, because they got that plastic sleeve.
Yeah.
And they've got those little dimples. You just fucking break it off.
You can break it off, right?
And you don't have to have the whole one, innit? That's the endurance snack.
Kinder Bueno, you're such a child.
That's the endurance
snack. Carry on. Grapes, so Mother Nature Skittles.
Exactly.
Kinder Bueno.
Do drinks count?
Let's do snacks, and then we'll do drinks.
Okay. Fuck, bro. Okay. I think because I've done so many Euro trips at this point, and with Tula especially, and then in Poland too, it's got to be sausages of some kind.
Yeah, one big sausage.
Okay. Nah, bro, you get a fucking bag of them, or like Cabanos, Polish ones. Right, you just fucking yam. You keep going. One hand with the packet, driving. I won't do the hand gestures, but.
The sausage gesture.
At least it's like real food then.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. Okay, top 3 drinks then.
Third place, gotta give it to a Capri Sun.
You're such a child.
It's refreshing, bro. It hits different.
What, in the plastic sleeve thing? Okay.
But no, you gotta get the one with the twisted.
Oh, okay.
If you're driving, you can't be fucking trying with the paper straw. Yeah, that's not good. That's not gonna go well.
Okay, Capri Sun.
Then a Red Bull. I know I got one on the way here, but I don't drink energy drinks. But Red Bull on a road trip. Is key. And you don't want to be stopping for a coffee all the time because you're gonna shit yourself while you're driving. You can't be doing that, especially when I used to smoke, bro. It was
right through
3 minutes. Nah, it's bad. Red Bulls are less caffeine, it's an easier dose, but not sugar free. Fuck that shit. Just have sugary drinks. If you're gonna do it, just do it. Number 1, water, bro. That's it. It's gotta be water. Of course. It's gotta be water. Yeah, nothing comes close.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's a solid choice. No, they're not. They're questionable. Capri Sun is I kind of let you go at Kinder Bueno because there's a reason why you would have a Kinder.
I don't know, bro.
The mess but Capri Sun is just, bro. It's like a primary school lunchtime drink.
No, Capri Sun's sick. Capri Sun's good.
The orange one, yeah.
I'm gonna orange one
because it's different.
Fuck the other flavors, but just orange. That's it. I don't want like tutti frutti or any of that.
Tutti frutti.
but I've a little asterisk. It's a bonus drink.
Okay, okay.
You're driving through the Netherlands, or Belgium, you have to get Chocomel.
Like chocolate drink.
No, Chocomel, yeah, the chocolate milk.
Okay. You really are a primary school fucking
It
lunchtime
seems
guy.
that way, you know, it seems that way. But no, you got to get it.
Yeah.
They started selling it in the UK now, but it's not the same.
No, it's never the same whenever they do. They're produced in different places, different palettes, different thingies, like Mexican Coke, American Coke, European Coke, English Coke, all taste different. Fantas as well. I find Fantas are the most variable.
US, yeah.
Like
Fanta's good. Fanta, I fucking drink them when I'm hungover, bro.
I mean, I don't really drink fizzy drinks, but in the Philippines, I love me a Fanta. Their Fanta just hits.
Yeah.
In Mexico, it's got to be Mexican Coca-Cola in the bottle.
Americans think it's sick because
it's made in Mexico. It's not made in the US. It's made in Mexico, and it's made with real sugar.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It's not with Coke.
Not
it's
with
the American
their
one that's
fake
corn syrup.
Yeah, and the European is something else. They just taste. And because they're in a glass bottle.
Do you want to know where to get them? Different. I know where to get them.
No, I know where to get them.
You got a spot as well.
But I mean,
ironically, for all our London chat, bro, the best foreign food store that I've ever experienced is in fucking Bournemouth. It's called the Global Spicy Supermarket. The name is something else.
What name?
But the staff there is crazy mixed.
Okay.
Like you've got Africans working there, and then like Indians and Pakistanis. I don't know how that works. Yeah. And then you get the lady behind the till is Colombian, if I can remember. Yeah. But they have food from fucking everywhere. Okay, They've got the big avocados, green ones.
Oh yeah, sick.
Like fucking £6 an avocado.
But why would anybody go down to Bournemouth? Was it you go down Bournemouth regularly, don't you?
Yeah. So family's got a couple of places.
Okay.
But they've been closed.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I'm fucking up in that for a minute. But yeah, it's a great place. I like Bournemouth.
That's cool.
That's my escape.
Yeah.
If I
to be honest, I went to what's that Sandbank? No.
Sandbanks.
Yeah.
Man-made beach. It's beautiful.
Like a friend of my father-in-law, so my wife's dad, had a place down there. We went down there a couple of years ago on the Easter weekend, and it worked out to be the sunniest, hottest Easter weekend. Perfect. I had the E36, so I remember picking up.
Fucking long time ago.
I remember it was the last year of the E36. But I remember picking out Sarah. Obviously, we weren't married at that point. Yeah. But I remember picking her up from work. I finished work. I picked her up from work. We just bombed it down to Bournemouth.
It's nice down
weekend
there.
Around there, and then
you get all the modified cars parked up there as well.
Where
in Bournemouth, Sandbanks, but obviously not the beach side.
Yeah.
On the inside, there's a long road that follows like a. It's not a cove because it's man-made, but it's like a little.
Okay.
There's so many little fishing boats and shit that stay parked. Moored in there. Parked is not the right word. Park a boat. 3-point turn that shit in. Just fucking.
Yeah.
You get modified cars parked all up on there. It's
the local boys.
Yeah, local boys. I went down with my boy Imi and his
the Bora PD boys. All I saw was diesel Volkswagens. No, I'm a Volkswagen guy, so I can't. Okay, that's what I'm saying. But I remember back then, even then when I had the E36, I remember going down there, seeing quite a few modified cars, but they all seem to be like Skoda VRS, Bora, that vibe.
When I went down there with
Passat, TDI, yeah.
He's got an E46.
Yeah.
You might have seen it on bags, car lines.
Yeah.
I took the 7 Series down. He came down with the M3, and then guy down there called Ben said there's like this meet on, so we thought fuck it, we'll check it out. We pulled up, and you can tell they don't get that many out of towners come down because we pulled in, and then suddenly like the whole meet just fucking pulled up around the car.
Yeah, because obviously everybody must know each other's cars.
Yeah.
So the moment you get 2 cool cars turn up, which are
it was a good look. 2 black Beamers as well, nice splits just next to each other. It was sick. Yeah. It's a really nice place.
You know what we need to do? Do another one of these, and we need to talk about your fucking 7 Series, because your 7 Series is sick, and like you touched on how much work and effort, money you put into it.
We don't talk about
it. And you know what? You can tell,
because
when you see it, you know it's not a ropey, your typical ropey 7 Series, but ultimately it's still a 7 Series, and big saloons, as we know, they're very niche, but I love them. Obviously, you love them, and they got a good following. So I think wrap it up. Thank you very much for coming, and obviously we'll do another one, maybe from the back of your.
We could do that.
740. And
Or maybe you fucking get this working and you can drive to me for a change.
yeah, North London's kind of not ideal, not the one.
I've fucking driven down here so many times.
Yeah, but I've got a child.
You also have a missus.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I suppose in the
Like a single
evenings.
dad out
I
here,
mean,
bro.
the evenings, like at these sort of times, yeah, I can get away, I guess. Yeah, and the North Circle is not too bad at these times.
No, it took me 55 minutes to
That's
get
not
down.
bad at all. That's not bad.
Okay, but no, it's a 20-mile drive. In fairness, but even then,
It's not bad considering what it could take at any other time.
I got stuck behind some dickhead lorry though.
Oh.
No, he kept sitting across 2 lanes at his own convenience, but then the minute he wanted to get past someone, suddenly he fit in one lane. It was right
I got stuck by Oh right, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. I got stuck behind a learner today on my way back from work in this one long country lane.
What were you in? The Fiesta?
No, the Cayenne.
Oh, okay, that's annoying, man. Yeah.
So I had Waze on, and the moment it looked like it was straightening out.
Yeah.
Tiptronic ain't as bad as people say. Obviously, those are all autos. I mean, there's a few random manuals, but they're rare. But the auto suits it really well. Yeah. But anyway, so I just hijacked it. I didn't even put it into sport. I just hijacked on the button. 6th, 5th, 4th, 3rd.
That took 30 seconds though, yeah. Yeah,
but like, bro, I'm in no rush to. I'm still gonna overtake, and then when I see the straight bit and Waze coming up, and there's no one coming, I can sort of see. I just booted it, bro. That thing is rapid for something that big. It's rapid. Anyway, but for about 10 minutes prior, I've been stuck behind this fucking
country lanes. Using Google Maps. I mean, Waze. I hate Waze. Google Maps. Yeah. Well, I think we can agree Apple Maps uses is just a different breed. We don't talk about it.
Which is annoying because it integrates really well into the watch and whatever, but it's just not the one. No.
But I find that shit's even more useful than for getting around. It's like a mini map in video games. Because you see the road coming, especially when you're driving.
Yeah.
You know, you can kind of expect what's going to come up. Although the real life turns are always a lot sharper.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah. They what you do. Yeah. No. I'm in the bush. Yeah.
Touch wood, that doesn't fucking happen. With you, you're fine. You'll just go straight through.
Yeah. Then that thing, it's not. Yes, it needs to wash. I washed it in the dark the other day, as you can tell. I went to a jet wash really quick.
It's got tiger stripes.
And I thought I covered the whole thing, but I literally had no time. The baby was sleeping in the back, and I thought, well, he's napping, and I'm driving past a car wash. Let me give it a once over. But I didn't. I didn't even get the tire paste off the wheels when they put the new tires on. They still got tire paste. So I did a terrible job of washing it. You can't, it's kind of embarrassing. But anyway, bro, thank you for coming again. Making it happen. And so where can the 3 people that are going to watch this, where can they find you?
Okay, so I'll be professional.
Yeah.
Website mariochristou.world.
Mm-hmm.
Instagram for work photography, which portfolio I'm just getting up and going. That's mariochristou.world as well. If you have any genuine inquiries, it's mario@mariochristou.world.
Okay, cool.
And then for all the other bullshit, it's at MCWPN. MCWPN on Instagram.
Yeah, why that's fucking. Anyway, we can cover that next
You can
topic.
just fucking put it in.
But yeah, I'm gonna put
That's what I mean.
in there and in the description and all that. So I'll link it. Well, you send me the links and I'll put them in there.
You can still get a short Instagram now.
Can you not get?
Why? Too many people.
Oh right.
Short ones are taken.
Oh right. Oh, that's good. That's all right then. I got mine's kind of short. No, not really. It's like 8 letters. But anyway, safe. Out. Press and hold. Oh, perfect.
Sometime when you
check that's recorded. Yeah. I want to check every so often. Back in the game. Yes.
We'll do the gentle fade out.
Let's go. Okay.
This is definitely the same take that we recorded everything else in. Definitely didn't forget.
That definitely didn't.
So did